Hi everyone. So I'm finally doing the video that I promised you of how to do a torn up t-shirt, and this was the most recent one that I did. This one is not really braided that much, it's just braided, and it's just braided once in the front. But I'm not going to be showing you how to do the bow, I'm just showing you how to do this style itself. If you want the look like the white one that I did, then you would really need a big t-shirt. You can't go with a small t-shirt, just get an oversized. But if it's a girl, borrow your brother's old big t-shirt that he don't want no more and do the style with that. I also advise you to get one that doesn't have seams at the sides, like underneath the arms go down. Make sure there's not a seam there, okay? And also, as I said, make sure it's bigger than you. You need a sharp pair of scissors. If you don't have a sharp pair, then you kind of screwed with the look, because cutting a t-shirt, slashing it all across is it's easy for it to, you know, go zigzaggy or whatever. And if you want a straight clean look, get a sharp pair of scissors. Also, make sure it doesn't have any printing on it, because I tried the other night to do one that had printing on it. It sucked, literally. This is what came of the shirt. I couldn't do anything with the shirt. So make sure it doesn't have any type of graphics or anything on it, like those ones that you iron onto it. Don't use those ones. Use a plain t-shirt if possible. And yeah, and also if you want to braid your t-shirt and make sure it has a clean finished look at the bottom of it, then I suggest that you get a small needle and thread just to kind of sew it in and hold in the braiding, because you don't want the braiding to unravel and go all the way back up. So you would just need a small needle and thread. So to start this right now, let me just stand up so you can see how it looks against me, so you notice that it's a really big t-shirt, as I said. Okay, this is how big this t-shirt is compared to me. So back to instructions now. What I want you to do with the t-shirt, instead of folding, like you see where this is going to be the front of the t-shirt. Instead of folding this way, fold it backwards instead. So the piece that would be in front, if you're wearing it, is actually on the outside, right? So you fold it like that, you fold it in half. Bear with me because it's gonna take a little while for you. It might take up to 2 hours if so much. I don't think if it's so much. Once you can catch up fast, then you're good to go. So yes, you fold it. Make sure that it's smooth all around. Keep it like that. And what you need to do, you start cutting. You cut like a square, well, almost a square. You're cutting out from the neckline, come down there, and then across. So when you open it, it looks like 3 corners of a square. Anyways, it's harder to explain it. It's more easier to show what I'm doing. So I'll start cutting it so you can understand where I'm going. So seeing that I have to hold this up so you can see what I'm doing, I'm gonna hold it like that and cut it across, but not all the way across, just a little way inwards, like that, straight line, and then you go upwards. And I'm gonna open it so you can see how it looks, so you get what I mean. So it looks like that. It looks pretty bad right now, but that's how it's supposed to look right now. And then you close it back, and then you cut off the sleeves, and you cut the sleeves along the seam, nowhere else but along the seam. So kind of trace it. I'm just trying to make sure that this is straight, so when I start slicing along the sides, that it doesn't, you know, twist or go anywhere else. So just cut along the seams itself. And I mean, you can even it out when you're finished cutting up the whole shirt itself, so you don't have to bother about it being all smooth and straight right now. So just cut along the seams. I'm gonna cut off the arms. Trust me, when you start cutting, it's gonna look like a bunch of rags that you're holding in your hand, when all in all, when you're done, it's gonna look really good. So you cut off these seams at the sides there like that. Now, God, I have really bad lighting, as you can see. Let's see if I can do that. Anyway, so what you do next, you're gonna start cutting. It's according to your preference as well. Me, I tend to cut from the inside. So you're gonna cut on this edge. So the inside of the shirt itself, like the middle seam, like after you fold it, like when you fold it this way, you start cutting on this side where it's along the fold itself. So you're gonna cut from that side, and you're gonna make incisions all the way. So if you fold it down like that, you're gonna cut these strokes all the way across to there, so it's almost in the middle. You're gonna cut it almost to in the middle of the shirt itself. So I'm gonna start so you can see what I mean. As I said, it's easier to show you than to explain it. And you don't start all the way at the top. You start from across. You start from down here for the moment. I'll tell you why as we get to that part, okay? So you're gonna start down here and go across. I'll show you as I finish so you can see what I mean. And don't cut them too thin, because if you do, then it's easy for it to tear, and you don't want it to tear because there's going to be a part where we have to stretch the cloth itself, and you don't want it to be too thin where it's going to tear when you stretch it. So as you can see, let me hold it up, you're going to be cutting across like that. So that's what you're going to be seeing right now. Don't cut all the way up to this part. You cut to the middle of the shirt itself like that. Okay, so I'm going to keep cutting and then show you when I'm done. I'm trying to do this fast so you can see instead of having to sit at your computer and watch forever just to get how to do this. It's not hard once you know what you're doing. So I'm gonna cut all the way down until I get to the bottom, and then I start on the other side when I'm done. And make sure it's level. Each cut has to be around the same length as the one before it, as much as possible. Also, you might also want to try on the shirt to make sure, like when you're starting braiding it, make sure that it's fitting you the way you want it, so you know how many times to braid it and how many times not to braid it. I'm gonna have Destiny try this on after as well to make sure it's fitting properly, because if it fits her, it's gonna fit me anyway, so you know, but I want to see how it looks on her instead of me for right now. That's just my preference right now. Okay, I'm just gonna keep cutting until I get to the edge, and then I'm done with one side. So it's gonna look like this at first, right? And what you're gonna do, I need to cut this part in more a little bit. I'm gonna cut in the sides a little bit more at the top. So if you see it needs adjusting to make sure that everything is even, then do so as you think, you know, because you're gonna know what you want to wear and how you want it to look, so kind of follow that to make sure they're all equal strands. Let me carry back the chair a little bit so you can see me as I work. Okay, so I finished that side. Now I'm going to turn it over and start on this side. Now that's not cut as yet, so we're going to start cutting inwards from that side as well too. Okay, and you don't go all the way in, because you're going to leave like one long strip of bare cloth go all the way down the middle. So just cut inwards but not all the way across. Also pay attention to how much room you're giving it. Let me show you what I mean when I say you leave a space down the middle. this shirt, when it's folded, it's like this. That's how it's gonna be. So what you're cutting now, let me see. Let me make sure I'm telling you the right thing, because I don't want you to get it wrong, because I might end up confusing myself too. Oh no, I was wrong. I confused my own self. So the shirt is like this when it's open, and the way we're cutting it, if it's closed, it's gonna be like this. So this is the first set of cutting that we did already coming down there. Now the strip of cloth that I mean that you should leave behind is this piece coming down, this solid strip here. You don't cut there. That's why you cut inwards from both ends, but not all the way to where you're making one big long slash, you know. So leave that strip there, as I said. Hope you can see this, I'm not sure, but yeah. You cut all the way in, not all the way, but you know, you leave a strip there in the center of it. And this is a really huge shirt, so there's a lot of cloth I have to be cutting anyways. If you feel you want to go in more so the strip is not too big, that's fine. It's, as I said, it's your personal preference. I'm trying to move as fast as possible. If you have somebody in the house to try it on, then you can do that. I'm gonna have Destiny try this on to make sure it's fitting properly when I'm finished. Oh, 1 second, because my screen is going blank. Careful what you're wearing while you do this. Wear something old that you're not going to care if it's messed up or not when you're done. Okay, so that's the strip of cloth there, so it's going to hang down like that. You can dust it out if you want to. Good Lord. So right now, as I said, it's gonna look like a pile of old rags right now, so you kind of have to excuse that. 1 second, let me make sure I got this correct right now, because I can't really see what I'm doing. Alright, there we go. So check it out a little bit. Now what you're gonna do, as you do that already, you're gonna start cutting this big flap at the top now, right? And you cut it across to the same length as you do the ones on the same side as that, okay? That's just to make sure everything was equaled out. I'm dusty from this crap. I just need to make sure that this computer doesn't freeze on me as I do this, because I want to make sure that y'all can see what I'm doing right now. Anyways, let's see. Now you can cut all the way up to the top of it. We're gonna probably cut off a few of the strands too, so just hold one moment. Now don't cut all the way up just yet, just leave this little piece there. And
does your phone give you all day?
1 second, because this is doing some advertisement right now.
And does it launch apps, but a voice while learning your voice? Droid does.
1 second. Okay. So we gotta make your straps for it. and to make it adjustable as well. But what I need you to do is cut along the seam, where the seam is at the top, cut that seam off, like the whole thing. So you're kind of making a slash across, all the way across his shoulder itself. And take out the whole seam. This whole knob is cut it out. So you end up with 2 parts. Like that. And you do the same on the other side as well. Cut it off. My scissors getting caught in the clot. Let's hope you getting this right. These are the parts that you should be cutting off, the seam. Get rid of those. When you finish cutting those off, you put back the 2 shoulder pieces together, hold them together so you can start doing the adjustable strap itself. What you need to do is put these 2 back together, hold them up equally, and then what we're gonna do, put it back together like you're folding the shirt again, as if it was all sewed up together and everything. And then where this corner is where the armpit was, you're gonna start cutting from about here and go upwards, and not all the way up. You stop about like if you're almost there. So I'll show you. You start cutting around here, get from there. Make sure I have this equal first. Right. Yeah, that's equal. So you start here, go inwards a little bit there, as you can see, and go upwards. And if you can see that, you're gonna go upwards now. And as you go upwards, pay attention that you leave a little space at the top. So it should be like that. Make sure. So when it's like that now, you open it out like this. Actually, before you start doing that, after you do that, leave it like that. Just leave it like that for now, right? If you have a pin, you can pin it up or whatever. Or maybe actually, you know what, you can start it if you want to. I'll let you start it like that. What you do also before you start doing the shoulders really is start cutting this side to make this to shoulder strap itself smaller. So you're gonna cut this from here. Cut this little piece off and cut that off. So I'll show you. I'm gonna cut from here so it can make the strap thinner, instead of having this big jumbo looking shit to hold up a shoulder strap with, because you gotta stretch it and you want it to actually roll up and look proper. I'll show you as soon as I finish cutting it how it should look, so you know. So don't cut yet. I'll show you what I mean, how it's supposed to look. So if you cut and you see your shit ain't coming out looking like how you do it, then I'm sorry for you, you just ruined a shirt. But okay, just saying. Right, so it's supposed to be this thin, right? Make sure it's like that, and make sure the shoulder strap sides as well are as thin as well. So make sure this doesn't look, see how this is thinner than this side? Make sure this is not so thick. So cut that too to make sure, trim it so that it can come in a little bit thinner. To make the straps the way we need them, you're going to pull them apart bit by bit. So you should have 4 pieces here in your hand for the strap side. And you just grab this and pull it. It might tear it up a little bit more, but when you tug it, it should roll. When you do that, it should roll up. Don't pull it too hard because you don't want to pop it. Just pull it till it rolls up, and then you trim the edges here. You can make a rounded cut so it doesn't look too messy when you wear it. So it should be like that. Just tug it again so it rolls up a little bit more. This can stay like that. You'll see why when you start knotting it. And you do the same with the other parts as well, the other parts that are there on the shirt. 1 second, because I can't find one of mine. If you have that problem as well as me, kudos, we're both in the same boat. Okay, I found mine. So we're gonna do that to the other sides as well. You keep tugging. I said it might go up a little bit, just don't tug too hard because you don't want it to rip all the way out. Tug on it until it spins and rolls up, and then as I said, you trim the edge as well. You do that. And you do it with all the 4 pieces of the shoulder itself until it's rolled up. Trim all the edges. When we've done this, we gotta tie it together, and you'll see why when you actually try on the top when you're done, because these are actually your shoulders, and you can adjust the strap however short you want it or however long you want it. So for now, we have to tie these together so we can actually start the rolling process for all the strings along the cuts. So you do that. And what you do, you find its partner and you tie it along where this little messy part is. You tie it there just to hold it in until you finish stringing the whole thing properly. Tie it there, find the other one and its partner and do the same thing as well. Tie it, just knot it like that. When you're done, lift it up and open it out. Shake it if you have to. So it's gonna look like that in the beginning. So if you hold it against yourself, you'll notice that it's gonna look like how the white one looked on me. If you do that, you're gonna see that it's gonna have all these lashes going across. Now it doesn't look fully prepared because we haven't rolled it as yet. Okay, so we need to roll it, and the way we're gonna roll it is, if you look at the strands right now, they're flat. That's flat. So if we do this, it's gonna roll it up. It's gonna roll it like that. So what we're gonna do, you gotta lay it flat on your lap, or if you have a desk, you lay it flat, and you just grab the string and tug it. Don't tug it too hard, just tug it with your thumbs like that, and if you see it rolls up, then you can stop. If you want it to roll tighter, then keep tugging until it's rolled up enough. Or if you're too lazy and you want to throw it in your washer, that's your choice, it's what you want to do, but just grab it at the sides, make sure you hold it down a bit because you don't want it to tear, and just do that. So go all the way down and doing that. And you do it back, front, sides, everywhere you have a strand like this, you do that so it rolls up. I'm gonna do it quick so it doesn't have y'all here saying, no, I'm watching how to do this shit forever and ever. Okay, make sure you don't tug too hard, as I said, because you don't want to tear the strands apart, because the strands are going to be a little bit delicate because you're cutting up the shirt with that anyway. Yeah, that's my phone. And it was pretty loud if you ask me. Okay, and just keep tugging all the way down, go all the way down, get all the strands. If you're lazy like me, you can grab a whole bunch of them at once and try and see if you can get them curled up. I'm going to try now because I've never tried that before, but I'm too lazy to be trying to roll all them one by one. So, well, it kind of worked, but it didn't do it as good as it should. So I guess I gotta go back to one by one. Laziness, that's his best. That's my middle name. Oh no, it's not my middle name, but still. Anyway, you keep going. You go all the way down to the bottom. The only one that you won't tug like that is the last strand, like where the seam is. You won't do that because you can probably end up cutting off the seam anyways to start sewing where you want it to actually hold in after you braid. So you turn it and do the same with the back as well. Yeah, I know I have no music playing for y'all, but oh well. Y'all need to hear what I'm saying, not listen to music. Oh, this is dusty as hell. And I mean, this can be a project that you can do with your friends, or if you have a little sister and you want to spend some sisterly time with her and do something together that y'all would both like. Y'all could do this together. Just make sure you supervise her if she's cutting anything, if she's really young. But I mean, you guys can make cute little tops together, and you can design it however you want as well. It's according to your preference. Once you get the hang of this, you should be able to do another style as well. And if you're impatient, you can skip ahead in the video just to see how it comes on. So right now it's gonna look like that. It's more stringy than before. Now what you're gonna do is open the shirt like that. So you're seeing that like that, and then close it in together and then flatten it out so you can get the sides now, so you can start stringing them. And you do the same thing on the sides as well. It's a lot of work, but it's not that hard to do, and it doesn't take that long to get it done either. As you can see, it's only been 25 minutes, so that's not long in getting the shirt done. And you can always skip ahead too as well, just to see how you get to from one point to the next point, you know. Right now it's just a lot of doing more than me having to explain how to get it done. And when you're done, you go over to the next side as well and do the same thing. Tug it as well on the other side as well. If your hands are fast, as I said, skip ahead. Go to the back side of this. I said back side. Anyways, let me go. I feel so stupid. I feel like I'm talking to myself, even though I know you guys are watching this, but still, like, seriously, picture yourself sitting down in front of a camera and talking and no one is there to reply to you. You really feel stupid. Try it, I dare you. Post a video when you're done. Anyways, I'm gonna keep doing this. I'm just gonna have it all stringed up. I might have to bring the shirt closer so you can see how to braid it, because right now my lighting ain't too proper. It ain't too prom like with the CMVC. See? It doesn't take that long to get it all stringed up. Now it's fully stringed up. So if you open it up, it's gonna look really huge. If you hold it against yourself, that's how it's gonna look. It's gonna look really huge. So now is where the braiding come in. So the braiding actually brings in the shirt smaller. What I want you to do is actually try on the shirt itself, so you can see how it's gonna hold on to you and see how big it feels when it's on you. So then you know how much braiding lines you need. The last shirt that I did, I had to do 2 lines of braiding down each side all around, so you can pull it in tighter and it can actually form fit. So I'm gonna step into this right now. Now be careful when you're stepping into it, because it's a lot of strings. So you want to be careful that you don't rip the strings as you're stepping into it. Step into it and see how it fits you. Now, right now, as you can see, this shit is baggy. It is very baggy on me. It's like hanging all over. Like you can see that. It's like hanging down a lot. So for me, I know I definitely have to do, if I hold this like this, then it comes in formal. So I now have to do 2 sets of braiding again on this one all around for it to hold on to me the way I want it to hold on to me. I don't want this drooping too much in the front, so if I do the braiding properly, it's gonna bring the lines across straighter instead of all drooping down too much. Okay, so I'm gonna step out of this. Let me see if I can get a better lighting. Well, try and get as much sunlighting as possible so you can see how the braiding is being done. So you don't get confused at this part, because this is where it gets a little bit more technical. Okay, so you have the shirt like this. I suggest you lay it flat. If you have it flat, then it's easier for you to do the braiding and get it straight all the way down. Now, what you want to do, if I stand here, if you have this down flat, like that, so this is your hand, this is how it's gonna look in front of you. You're gonna grab the first strand all the way at the top, the first one, grab the second strand. Now watch closer, right? Because I'm gonna show this so you can see exactly what I'm doing. You have the first strand at the top. This is the first strand on your whole shirt. If you look at it, that's the first strand here. This one is my second one. So what I'm gonna do, hold the straps like that, well, the strand, sorry. You take the first one and you hold it like that, and you take the second one and shove it above it. So it's like that. And drop that down like that. Let it go, don't pick it up again. And then you take the third one and pull it up through the second one, and you drop the second one. And you take the fourth pull it up to the third and drop the third one as well. Then the fifth, pull it up like that and drop the rest. So this is why you need to sit flat and have it flat on you. And you do that all the way down. And I'll show you how it comes out when you're done. And I'm gonna hold it next to the screen to make sure that yours is looking the same way. If yours doesn't look the same way, you need to scroll back again on the bar and do it over again. So I'm gonna keep doing this all the way down. As I said, drop the one above it. Always shove the one below up through it and drop the first one. And keep going all the way down. That's how you braid it. But this is my first strand for braiding, and we're doing 2 strands of braiding. Well, I am, because this shirt is really huge. It's according to how big your shirt is. If your shirt is as big as mine, then you would do 2 strands, and according to your size as well. You go by your size and how big the shirt is and how big you want it to be, or how form-fitting you want it to be. Now, after you do that, and you get to the last strand where the ending seam of the shirt is naturally, you grab that and you shove the last one through that. Let me show you here if I stand up. This is the bottom part of the shirt. This is the last seam here all the way across. So when you get to this piece, you shove the last seam up there and you leave that one hanging down there, right? You lay it flat again. And what I want you to do, if you go up and you look at the shirt, you realize that some of the braiding is like outwards and some inwards. What you need to do is tidy it up. So you grab the strand and you pull it in a little tighter and roll it in. I'll hold it up next to the screen when I'm done so you can see what I mean. If you can see, I'm pulling that in. Just grab each strand and pull it in and make sure that the ribbon along the side looks neat and even. Your preference again, you figure out how you're gonna get that even. If you could zoom in, that'll be great, but I can't zoom in personally, so fortunately I can't help you in that department. I can only tell you as I go along. So you carry it all the way down. 1 second, because this shirt is pretty big, as I said. Make sure it goes all the way across. If I sat on the ground, this would be so much more easier for me. Anyway, so when I said to even it up, it should look like this all the way down. Oh, sorry, I can't get it in a proper way you can see it properly. So it should look like, I'm so sorry, I can't get it to, okay, it should look that even, like it should be a straight line all the way down. Oh my god, I need to sneeze back. So if I hold that up to the light, you should have like a line come all the way down that's even. So it should be even all the way down, right? And now you do that on the other side as well. Because as you do your braiding, the next side gets the same thing coming all the way down. So make sure that it goes all the way to the corner as well. And make sure it's even. Pull it tight. As I said, this is the braiding that you're doing right now. This is what you call braiding. And as I said, if you want your braiding to stay in instead of unrolling every time you wear it, you should actually get a needle and thread, and sew it in at the bottom. I'll show you where to sew it in at the bottom if you have to do that. I might most likely sew in mine as well. Sorry, my shirt giving me trouble, so it's taking a while for me to get mine on neat on the other side. Now, when you're doing the braiding, if you're gonna do 2 rows of braiding like I'm doing, I suggest that you do them all together at once, and then you switch different sides when you're doing that. Instead of doing one braiding here and one braiding on the next one, and then do both braidings at once and get it over and done with, and then turn over and then do it on the rest. I'm gonna be sewing mine so it keeps the braiding in so it doesn't unravel. And I'm gonna hold it up again when I'm done so you can see how it's supposed to look. So now after we did that, we're gonna start again doing the same thing. Now we're leaving the first strand out and we're starting with the second strand instead, and using the third one and pull it up over and drop it. So instead of using the first strand like we did with the first one, no, you go straight on to the second one instead and do that. So you grab the second strand like that, take the third one, shove it up through it with your finger and drop the second one, and then you keep going all the way down like you did before with the first strand. And that's gonna make it look more like a braid as you go along. You would see that it comes out looking like a braid when you're done, especially when you pull them towards the center, towards the corners, sorry. So you keep doing that, you drop and you pick up, drop, pick up, drop, go all the way down. Sorry, that keeps clicking for some reason. Go all the way down. 1 second, let me make sure that is closed. And go all the way down. And then, you see where the seam is, like I showed you before? Ignore that one and grab the one that you shoved through the seam and you pull it up instead. So the seam needs to be hanging down at the bottom still. Okay? Let me show you what I mean so you don't get it twisted. Remember you had this one with the seam pulled through it and you let it hang there? Instead, what you do, you pick up this one that you have over the seam and pull it through the seam, and then pull it up through this last one that you just did. So you pull it up and then you tighten the braiding like you did before with the first set, and you pull it tight so it actually keeps it in.
Hey, Chanel.
Hey. And make sure that it goes across equally so that it comes down together the same. Okay? Excuse your noise in the background if you hear any. So make sure it goes all the way down. And if you notice, it's gonna look like a braid coming down the side anyways. So you keep doing that on both sides and fix it up properly. I'll hold it up again so you can see it when I'm done, what it's supposed to look like. All the way down. Make sure you pull it up as you go down so that you have space on your leg to get it done properly. And pull it all the way down so you tighten it. It should look like there's a braid all the way down on your shirt. Okay? I gotta make sure I have this thing pulled tight as well. Pull all the way down on both sides, equal it up. Make sure it looks like a braid is actually there. Like if you plait your hair, make sure it looks like how a plait will look. But we say plait and Vinci. If you're in another country, then I would say a braid. How a braid would look, that's how it should look coming down the side of the shirt. So make sure it looks like a braid all the way down on both sides. Let me hold it up so you can see what I mean. But it should look, there should be a braid. Oh darn it, I can't see properly either. I don't know how you got, but you should see like a braid here. Oh fuck it, excuse my language. There should be like a braid coming down there, straight. see if you hold it against itself, you should see a braid like that. Make sure there's a braid there in that side, on both sides there, on this side and that side. And then when you finish, you turn around and do the same at the back, at the sides, and at this other side here. So you do that on all sides. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna sew mine so it stays like that. And I'll show you how I sew mine so it stays that way. I'm gonna need to try to do that, but actually I won't do that because right now it's gonna take forever to get it out. But anyways, you can figure out what I mean when you do that. So you're doing that all the way around, and when you're done, you should try it on, and you would notice that you get the same effect like I did. As I said, just braid it all the way around. Okay, so as you see, I'm holding it up, you're seeing the braids there. So you do that. Make sure you do it twice, as I showed you, twice all the way around. You do it here, do it twice. Turn to your back, you do it twice as well. Turn to this way, you do it twice as well. And also keep trying it on to make sure it's looking the way you want it to look. And when you're done, when you get to the bottom here, you'll notice that the last seam on this shirt itself, like the original seam itself, is going to be hanging down looking funny. What you should do, you should first, where the end of the braid is, sew it in so it doesn't unravel all the way back up. And when you're done sewing that, you cut off the last seam, the last part of the original seam itself. Cut that piece off, the last bottom part here, like that. You cut off this piece because it's gonna be hanging down after every braiding. So just cut this big funny looking shit off. Just cut it off. And as I said, you braid all the way around, sew it, cut off the end of it, and you get the same effect that I did with the white shirt. The same way where I got this effect with the bright green shirt. It's really bright, I noticed that. But you will get the same effect as this as well. So, but this is made for little girls, so this ain't going to fit too prom on me. So you do what I said and you will get the same effect. If you got it, awesome. If you didn't, then your head just tough. I'm sorry, I can't do nothing about that. I'm just joking. But if you have any more questions on how to do certain things on it, then you can just inbox me and I'll try and help you as much as I can. I'll try and explain it more to you in detail so you can get the whole idea. Or what I can do as well, I can take pictures bit by bit of it so you can see exactly how it should look while it's in your hand. If not, then I don't even know how to help you after that. But yeah, that's how it goes. And if you have any more questions, just inbox me, as I said, and we'll see where it goes from there. For those of you who actually get it completed, I'd like you to take a picture and just post it to, or either post it on your wall, the fashion page wall, or you can just inbox it to me, and the person that has the best one, I'm definitely featuring it for you. So send me pictures and I'll post it on the page for you guys to see it and see who got some really good ones out there. You can put your own unique twist in it as well. Make sure it looks, you know, make sure it's personalized so it looks cute and it looks like your own thing as well. You don't want everybody wearing the same shirt like you, so kind of personalize it and jazz it up a little bit. You can put chains, you can put bows, you can put anything that's who you are, do that. You can wear it with dresses like I did with mine. You can wear yours with the if you want to look all spicy, you can wear, like, you know, those monokinis, the one body bathing suits or whatever. You can wear those underneath it with a short pants. You know, just jazz it up, make it look, you know, make it show your personality. So do that and take a picture of it and send it to me, and I'll post it on the wall as well. Who I think has the best one, I'll be posting it in the fashion album as well. So hope you enjoyed it, hope you got it, and let's see those pictures.